back to the trail. Alright, we're taking off down the road. Another windy day. Hopefully it'll die down a little, though. Kind of doesn't seem like it. But here we go. Both ways. Or across the train tracks.
The down flare gets a little more challenging. It's elevated off the ground now, as opposed to there. Just gonna step over it. It's a windy day. Open wind farms. Windy and cold.
We've come across some different size wind turbines. There's like a baby, a mommy and a daddy, maybe. 3 sizes, pretty cool. I'm not filming much on account of it's so windy, but it is also really pretty. Alright, we're behind this nice bush here. I stopped to take my put my raincoat on because it was just freezing and so windy, and it blew away as I was frustratedly trying to hand it to Henry so I could put my gloves on. And thankfully Henry chased it up the hill and it didn't get too far, so thank you again, Henry. And now Henry is stopping behind the bush to put his on. I'll show you where we are. There's some there, the Vestas. They're pretty loud, kind of sound like airplanes. And then there's the trail, and there's some more here. And then here's the bush we're hiding behind, because when you leave the bush, it gets quite windy, understandably. Here's our 360-degree wind turbines here. There's Henry up there. And I haven't seen a lot of this, but it is really cool. As much as the wind annoys me, it is amazing to see. It's so windy, but it's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. PCT desert segment. All right, we made it to our lunch spot here. It's still a bit windy, but less so. And we have some apple from town that Henry kindly cut up for us with a plastic knife this morning. And I have some little rolls here and some ham. Very exciting.
That patch of the trail needs some work.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous.
And then you proceed to walk through a bush. This is a segment of what is going on under the covers. It's Pamela eating Twizzlers. She sure can down a bag of Twiz. Am I right?
You right.
I'm right. And that is what's going on under the covers.
Hello. I know this is a very creepy video. I'm coming to you live from under the quilt, and I'm using my headlamp so you can see a little bit. Oh, I wasn't going to film anything because I really didn't feel like it, but I felt like, you know, we want to remember the whole reason we're doing this is to like keep people updated and stuff, but also have like a log of our journey. So anyway, today was not a good day, I would say. I would go so far as to say it was a bad day. I think it was probably one of our least favorite days from both me and Henry. And, you know, I think it was just so windy all day. And I know, you know, we're coming out of Tehachapi. It's a wind farm. We're literally walking through a wind farm. But it was also like a wind advisory. So it was like, more than usual. And it was just like relentless. I mean, we went 16 and a half miles today, and it was just as windy, or maybe windier than the really windy day we had like last week. But that one, it was like 8 miles. And this time it was like, oh my gosh, it just didn't stop. Closer to the end, there were like intermittent, little brief respites, but it was just, it was like hard to stay on the trail at parts because it just was, these gusts were awful. Anyway, it was just very demoralizing. And like you would pass other hikers and you'd want to like say hi or talk, but like you literally couldn't because you can't like hear each other. I couldn't really talk much to Henry because you just can't hear and you're just yelling. And I couldn't really listen to like an audiobook or anything because it's really hard to hear even with headphones when those like big gusts come. It's just like, anyway, I'm gonna stop complaining. Like I said, I wasn't even gonna film anything, but I was just like, wow, I feel like we should document the good days and the bad days. So anyway, this was not a great day. We're hoping tomorrow will be better. I think the wind advisory is in effect until like sometime overnight. It'll probably still be windy tomorrow, but hopefully a little bit less so. And yeah, we have a little bit of a shorter day tomorrow. I think tomorrow we only need to do like 14 miles. And we really only can do 14 miles because beyond that is the aqueduct, which is a whole thing. And generally people do it in like one stretch because it's, tends to be kind of hot and there's like no water for like the whole stretch of it. So anyway, we're gonna do that the next day. So we basically only can do like 14 miles tomorrow. So thankfully it'll be a little bit more of a shorter, relaxed day. And hoping maybe it'll be a little bit less windy and maybe our spirits will be a little higher. But we do have a pretty good tent site here, and there's a lot of rocks, which is really great. And yeah, I think that's it. Bye. One other quick update is, and probably something that maybe also made this day a little worse, is that Henry and I still are battling our colds. Although sometimes I feel like when you're sick, or it depends on how sick you are, but sometimes if there's like multiple bad things going on, sometimes it's kind of good because you can be a little bit distracted by, I don't know, like I felt like the wind just overtook any other like bad thing that was happening. So and then the other thing was that, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm complaining. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just, I want to remember like how we felt on these days and stuff. So this might come off as complaining. So if you're not, wanting that, then totally like, it's just warning. This might sound like complaining and you can skip ahead if you want. But anyway, part of the problem too, and maybe there's a solution that we can find here, but is that, so I have like some jaw problems and stuff, and they get really activated when there's like cold wind against my face and stuff. And so I have, I use like a buff, and I have this hood and various things. Man, I feel like you really can't see. Oh, that's kind of good. Okay, I'm just gonna stay at this weird angle. Anyway, so wind really activates that. So I'm always trying to like, rig up different things to protect my jaw. And one of those things that Henry and I both used today was the hood on our windbreakers, which are also our raincoats, Frog Dogs. And in general, we really like them, but we've both noticed that when we have the hood up, which we did basically the whole day today, it kind of like constricts your neck in a way that just starts to cause a lot of like kind of really just pain that sort of starts and then like kind of goes down your back. And so we really haven't been having, thankfully we haven't been having like many muscle joint kind of injuries. Here and there we've had some little pains and stuff, but nothing big. And usually our backs and necks and stuff are okay, but
Hello.
Hi. Having the hoods on all day really caused both of us a lot of neck and back pain that we were in for the better part of the day. So anyway, again, not trying to be too discouraging about this. It was just not the best day, but just still want to remember it, and hopefully tomorrow will be better. Henry, I know you haven't been here when I'm filming these, so you don't really know what I've said, but do you want to make any comments about today?
Cold and windy, but like really windy. Like really windy. Hard to walk windy.
Yeah, hard to walk windy. That's a good description. Hard to walk windy.
Plus a surprise trench.
Oh yeah, I did not talk about the surprise trench.
There's a video of it.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay, you've already seen it. All right. Well, hopefully day 34 will be better. Good night.
Can't win them all.